cycle back.
In good news, yes, Christian nationalism is more blatant, more outspoken, but also now more people are aware of it. So we're not just those crazy, mad atheists that hate the world and hate God and whatever things that are not true. There's a new poll. This is Americans United for Separation. Shows that nearly half of all voters in America believe that Christian nationalism is a threat to the nation. It should be higher.
Half of Americans are correct.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
because the
47%.
FBI routinely shows that they're the most dangerous group in the country.
Well, yeah. I mean, that includes all white nationalists, and this particular brand is that.
Put it in language they can understand. By their fruits you shall know them.
Yes. So it was conducted. There's a partisan split, as you might imagine. Three guesses which way that went.
Yeah, I might imagine.
Yeah, you might imagine. I don't know. It's an interesting and
pretty good imagination
and dangerous time in American life politically.
Yeah, to circle back to what you were saying about it being more out in the open. These ideas reminds me of when Trump first got elected, and Richard Spencer had that I wouldn't say rally, but that conference thing where he did the Hail Trump. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, there's all of a sudden there are more white nationalists and more racists suddenly popping up." Like, no, they were always there. They just feel more comfortable being out in the open. Yeah. And I am fine with that. I want to know if you're a garbage person.
Yeah.
Go ahead and expose what shitty beliefs you have. That way I can,
I think the same thing of a Confederate flag. If I blow a tire or run out of gas, I know which house to not go to. Thank you for putting out that public announcement.
Yeah, just go ahead and wear your crappy beliefs on your sleeve. Please, by all means, wear your MAGA hat so I can know that you're an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, well, I have nothing to add. But the reason that I am continuing on this vein is not just because I'm long-winded, but also because there's more to say, which is that Americans are becoming more politically aware, politically active. They know that something is there. 20% of registered voters said that the religiously based nationalism was a, quote, critical threat, and 27% said it was important but not critical, an important but not critical threat. So 27% of the population doesn't know the full scope of the danger.
Right.
And so the thing to point out is that after 2016, there was a lot of, whoa, what happened? How could this possibly happen? The people that will show up and vote religiously voted religiously and got a religious candidate, basically. The thing that is interesting is that they did the study calculating what predictors there were for how you voted in the 2016 election and what correlated with that. And your thoughts on immigration and immigrants and minorities were a relatively good predictor, but the best predictor of, if this is your view, then it is most likely that you voted for our current president in 2016. The best predictor was adherence to Christian nationalism. That's what we have now. That's why the entire cabinet, almost the entire cabinet, is full of Christian nationalists. I feel like I'm just de-preaching at this point.
Yeah. He got 80% of the evangelical vote, and that's why he caters so heavily to them. They're the only people that will not abandon him.
Yeah, he got a higher portion of the evangelical vote than George Bush, who's like an actually devout, yes, it saved me from drinking person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but,
we know their character now.
Yeah. But even 35% of Republicans polled said that it was a threat.
Wow.
As well. So, I mean, registered Democrats polled higher. A majority, 63% said it's a threat. But I don't know. Do you guys think about where our nation is going and whether we're doomed? Probably not as much as I do.
Yes, on a regular basis.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We're doomed.
It's pretty much every morning.
It's hard to be even moderately informed and not be concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it seems like every person Trump picks for every job wants to eliminate or destroy that branch of government.
Yeah.
They want to do it harm. They want to rip it apart.
And that has to be deliberate.
Yeah. If Putin himself could pick people to put in those jobs, he could not do a better job. Mm-hmm. Because every single person that gets picked, like the head of the EPA, wants to allow mercury and lead in your water.
Yeah, and he tried to sue the EPA over a dozen times.
Yeah. The head of education wants to destroy it and funnel the money away from handicapped kids to private Christian institutions. Mm-hmm. Every single case of course, people in Texas, we're here in Texas, your former governor, Rick Perry, is in charge of the department that he wanted to abolish and didn't even know that it was responsible for handling the nuclear weapons.
Yeah, and he couldn't think of it when he was asked, like, what three things would you get rid of on day one?
Well, I can't get rid of it now because it's a steady 9 to 5. 10 to 2 job.
Right.
Jackass.
Why do we even have a villain party? I keep asking that question.
Well, to be clear, we used to have a conservative party before it got taken over by theocrats. I think that it would be great if America took back its conservative party.
Yeah, go back to, good old paleoconservatism. Where sorry, I was like, are you talking about the diet for a second?
You can only eat plants?
Yeah. Remember when conservative just meant you didn't want to spend too much money?
Yeah, the only thing worse than a tax and spend liberal is a no tax and spend Republican.